We have over here Jordan Amlong, the starting pitcher for the Lakers today. Jordan, we were just talking here. You went about 5 innings then,
Yeah.
and how do you feel about your performance today?
I don't know. I thought when I was on, I was doing good. I was hitting my spots, locating, but there was a few times, I think there was twice, where I started off, walked a few people. And when you don't throw hard like 90, for me, that's just unacceptable. You can't walk two people if you don't throw hard enough. You got to hit your spots.
Okay, yeah, I kind of felt like you maybe weren't getting ahead of enough batters right at first. It looked to me like when you were locating your fastball down low, you were having success. And you seem to be getting a lot of curveballs in, which helped you, I thought, a lot in the early innings. How'd you feel about your curveball today?
It was, like I said, it's kind of like my other pitches. When it was on, it was there, and it was good, and I was hitting my spots. I mean, the curveball, it doesn't even really have to be like that sharp, but if you can locate your spots and just get them out on the front foot, that's all you really need to do with it.
Do you think you overthrow it, throw too many of them, or is that just your style?
I don't think I do. Other people might, but that's always been my pitch. That's my out pitch. When I need something to go over, I throw a curveball, and I've just kind of adapted to throwing that many.
Okay, now you had a lot of strikeouts, and I think you lead the team in strikeouts, as a matter of fact. So that's familiar territory for you. Is there any particular hitter or hitters on the Blue Storm that you had trouble with today that you can recall?
Not really. I know I left a couple fastballs up, like you said, when I got behind in the count. Tried to even back up, and I left a few of them, and they made me pay.
Yeah, I think your third inning was your particular trouble spot. I think you walked the first two,
Yeah.
and that was kind of spelled doom because Phillips took you deep at that time. You came back and struck out three in a row.
Yeah.
What was the pitch that we'll call it a mistake pitch. What was the mistake pitch to Phillips?
It was a fastball. I believe it was 2-0 count, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to get back even. And like I said, you can't leave them over the plate in this conference. Hitters are too good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, how do you adjust now after a game like today? I thought you pitched well overall. I think you had a rough time there in the third inning. But how do you look at your performance today? What do you do to say, this is what I've done, this is what I need to do to adjust now?
For me personally, I look at today, and it was overall, it was okay. It was pretty good, but what I need to work on is those stretches where things aren't going my way. I need to stop trying to be so precise with my pitches, and not walk people. That's my big thing. I can't walk people because if I give people free passes, then I start going towards the middle of the plate. That's when I get hit hard, and then that's when they score a lot of runs.
Okay, now you did get hit a little harder out of the set position, I noticed,
hmm
and that's not totally uncommon for a lot of pitchers. It's not as easy to pitch from the set for most pitchers. Um, is there one way that you'd rather?
Oh, I like to wind up a lot better.
You seem to do so much better there.
hmm
hmm And how much of those pitches are you calling or Sherrick, or is it coming from the dugout?
Um, it's coming from the dugout and from Ben. Ben calls a great game. He's a great catcher. I've played with him ever since I was 15, and he knows me and I know him, so we have a great chemistry thing going on. So a lot of times if I'm thinking something but he calls another thing, I'll kind of think it over again, and then, I trust him a lot. He's a good catcher.
Okay. And out of the GRAC conference, who would you not want to face?
Team-wise,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We haven't seen everybody yet. I know the Logan team, they were really good, John Logan. I've heard a little bit about Lincoln Trail, Wabash Valley. Those are the teams that I hear are like the top three. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind facing them, but I would have to be on my A game to have a chance.
And would you like another shot at the Blue Storm?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what would you do different if you did?
Um, it's like I said, you just got to throw strikes. You let your defense work behind you. If you start walking people, then the defense gets on their heels, and that's when they make their errors. If you keep them in the game and everybody's just flowing at a nice pace, that's when you have your quick games that are, 2 hours. And
So you'd prefer, definitely you think the strategy would be pitching to contact.
exactly.
Okay. We've had Jordan Amlong here, who's the starting pitcher for the Lakers today. Unfortunately, they didn't come out on top. Jordan went 5 innings, did a pretty good job, had one little rough spot there in the third inning. But overall, Jordan, I think you did a good job. I want to remind you, while this is going out live on radio, it's also being taped, and we'll have this up on Lakers Live. It'll go on cable TV as well. So, Jordan, thanks for visiting us.
All right, thank you.
Good luck in your next games.
All right, thanks.
Welcome back to Lakers Live. I'm Chet Novak, your host, and yet another Lady Lakers softball player with us today, Nicole Rundy. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. Just happy to do the show every week.
Yeah.
And glad that the Lady Lakers are winning. How do you feel about that?
I'm feeling good about it. I think we're doing good, and hopefully we can keep it up. After Florida, we were kind of down a little bit with how that went, but hitting's coming around, and I think we're doing pretty good.
Have you ever been on a team that's won this much?
Last year's team, we won a lot, and then I'm from T-Topless also, like Kristen said, and we won a lot there too, so I like being on a winning team.
Yeah, well, that's fun.
Yes.
If you're an athlete. Now, of course, we know T-Topless, and you played through the high school there, and how is it that you ended up coming here? Did you lead the way or no?
You mean coming to Lakeland?
To Lakeland, yeah.
Well, I coached Thornberg. He's the AD now, like Bree said. He came to watch us play a little bit in high school, and he offered for us to come up to Lakeland and work out in front of him. And then after that day, he gave us an offer, and we took it. Me and Kristen both.
Right, and he was coaching then, of course. Okay, and then we now have Nick Nelson in his first year.
Right.
Leadoff hitter?
Yes.
How hard is that to bat first?
I don't really think of it as like too hard, because I just think of it as just another at bat. But the only thing is you don't just get a chance to see the pitcher like everybody else does. But I just try to time her out before going up to bat, and it helps because Coach Nelson likes us to take a pitch or two before we swing, just to time her out. And so that's kind of my job, is to let the players behind me also get a couple looks at her before I take some swings. So
an important role, because you kind of have to give up a strike or two to benefit the rest of your team.
Right.
How comfortable are you swinging with 2 strikes?
I feel pretty comfortable swinging with 2 strikes. I don't know. I just try to hit the ball, and no matter how many strikes. But usually I just try to protect a lot more, and usually anything close I'm swinging. So.
Okay. What area of the field when you hit effectively, what area do you hit to?
Usually.
Or is there an area?
Not really necessarily. Usually it's left or right. I don't really notice like all my hits going one way. So.
Okay. And on Saturday, which I missed I missed all of that because I was on the other field, but I heard all about a grand slam.
Yes.
First time?
Yes, first time.
What was that like, rounding the bases? I mean, once you hit the ball and you know it's gone, does it sink in by the time you get to first base, or how did that feel?
Well, this was my first home run of the season, and I wasn't expecting it to go over because I didn't think I hit it hard enough for it to go over, and I was kind of watching, and I seen the left fielder kind of letting up, and I was like, did that just go over? And I was kind of in shock, and then I realized it went over, and I was just like, wow, this feels awesome.
And where did you, when you come around second base, where did you look? Did you look in the stands? Did you look at your coach? What?
Mostly I looked at the team. They were all coming out to the home plate.
Did you get mobbed over there?
Yes, I did.
How did that feel?
It felt good. Like I said, it was my first time hitting a home run this season, so having the whole team picking me up like that was good.
And I think yesterday in East Peoria, I've been saying East Peoria, wherever your tournament was, Katie Reif, did she hit a grand slam also?
Yeah, she hit a grand slam yesterday. So that was 2 back-to-back days, so it was pretty cool.
The hits just keep on coming here. Center fielder?
Yes.
You've always played that all season?
This season, I've mostly been in the outfield. Anywhere. Before Katie was out, Kristen played center too, so me and Kristen kind of switched back and forth between center and left. But I've been playing center lately, and I like it.